if you have this dome camera, you should be able to rotate the camera in the angle you want. But if it's not freely moving, I'm going to show you how to take it apart. Unscrew this screw right there completely, so you can remove it from the plastic base. You want to do this on a tabletop, not outside standing on a ladder. Please make note of that.
Yes.
It's really hard to do any of what I'm showing you here on a ladder standing outside. You're probably going to fall. So this tab is locked into that screw over there. I'm going to pull this off. Then the bottom of this camera has the base, the metal base on top of this inner base has teeth around it. You can actually use a flathead screwdriver to take it apart. You gotta understand that this camera is sitting on these rubber pads in there that keep it from rotating. Gently pry this loose. You don't want to break it. I believe it is made of plastic. So you want to apply lateral and backwards pressure, and it should all come out together. So I had already loosened up mine. Yours may take a little bit more effort to take it apart. So be careful not to hurt yourself when you're doing this. It is rather explosive once you get to that point. Once you position the camera how you want, or you loosen all this up, don't remove these pads, otherwise your camera will always be free floating. Definitely don't want that. This camera also has a SD slot here. You can open this up, put a micro SD. It has a reset button. So now, once you have
its power supply, the little power injector should have two ports.
Once you have the camera here,
one is says PoE.
Put this back on,
and then the other one says LAN. So going from
don't forget to put this screw. The way it goes is the longer side of this screw.
Right? Okay, let's go back to
should
that configuration.
Fit just like that. Put your camera through this collar. It takes a little bit of effort in figuring out how this all goes together, but it should fit in just like that.
Might have antivirus running or something.
I like to have my reset compartment facing up.
Now we need to
thread that through here. Now, there are little notches here where this will lock into. You want to make sure you're locking it properly. Otherwise, your camera will be free floating. It won't get locked in properly. So again, one notch here, one notch here. You want to make sure this is locked in there. I hope you can see that in the video. Cable is threaded through this side. So again, make sure that's all together. Put some downward pressure. My screw on this thing keeps popping off, so I'm going to put it right back. Lift it up, put it back. So this base is sitting partly on that screw. Position the camera the way you want it, or just about, to its final rotation place. Make sure you have the camera right side up. You may want to connect it to your router to ensure that you haven't, you don't have the upside down image or something like that. Now line this portion with the screw right on the side of this camera. And once you have that, just press down and you should hear these snaps. In my case, I didn't knock out the cable on purpose because this is just for demonstration. Make sure it's all snapped. Inspect the bottom. All snapped in properly. This camera shouldn't move very freely. It should be hard to move it now. And that's normal because these things provide friction, and the collar, the inside collar here, puts the downward force on it from being able to be manipulated by someone near the camera. Now when you go mount it, you simply line this up. This portion lines up with that screw. So the mechanism here is these things go in here and slide back, so it's a lock mechanism there. Sort of like anchors. Then now you screw this in to make sure it's fixed in there and no one can play around with that camera. You'll be doing this on the wall or ceiling, wherever you're going to be putting this at its final mounting place. That's all. Hopefully you found this video useful.